Hey everybody, welcome back to Brainiac Baseball's 1981 Detroit Tigers season replay. Today it's opening day and the Minnesota Twins are facing the Detroit Tigers at Tiger Stadium. On the mound for the Twins is Paul Moskau, whose record is 0-0 with a 0 ERA. And pitching for the Tigers today is Jack Morris, making his second consecutive opening day. His record is 0-0 with a 0 ERA. And so welcome back, everybody. I'm excited to do another season of this. I've been looking forward to it. There's going to be some fun enhancements this year. Before I get started, I just want to say a couple things about this season. First and foremost, I want to thank Clay Dreslow, the creator of Baseball Mogul. He has given me his permission to use his game in this format and make a couple modifications in the editing, and I appreciate that. I'm not being compensated by Baseball Mogul. This is used with permission, and I really do appreciate Clay Dreslow allowing me to do this. Baseball Mogul 2021 is available now. You can pick it up at the Sports Mogul website, which I'll have in the description below. I am still using Baseball Mogul 2020, and I'm going to do that through the rest of this season before I switch over to the 2021 version. I'm a big fan of Baseball Mogul. I think I mentioned this at the beginning of last season. I've been using Baseball Mogul exclusively since 2002, and I can't think of a better computer sim other than Baseball Mogul. So getting that out of the way, one of the things I wanted to mention, in addition to thanking Clay for letting me use his baseball sim, is I want to thank Jeremy DeJong. He is the artist who has created a lot of the 1981 baseball cards that you're going to be seeing in today's game. We've chose the 1981 Topps baseball set to use for this. And so when we do the lineup rundown, you're going to see the 1981 Topps cards being used. Although in this game, so many trades have happened, so many free agent signings, and a lot of players who are coming up through the minors playing in this game who have not even necessarily made it to the majors by 1981. So what Jeremy has done is he has created a card for every player on the team that didn't already have a 1981 Topps card. Some of them you're not even going to notice the difference. With Paul Moskau, he was never on the Twins, and although he's making the start today. So you wouldn't even know that card was created specifically for this game. So a fantastic job by him. He basically created 10 to 15 cards for every American League team. And if a player gets traded mid-season, a card will be created for that player on his new team. Okay? So just a huge thank you to Jeremy DeJong, who is indulging me with his great skills. We're playing the 1981 season. And if you remember, this was a year in which they had a players' strike. They missed 1.5 months of the season, basically from June 12th to July 31st. And this was really the first strike in baseball since 1972, but this was the first strike ever to have cost actual games. 713 games were canceled, which was basically about 38% of the season. And so the season was divided up into two parts, the first half and the second half. And the second half began with the All-Star game on August 9th. And reporters decided to use Stratomatic Baseball, the board game, to simulate the delayed 1981 All-Star game in Cleveland. So they actually used the stadium scoreboard displaying the progress of the game, and that Stratomatic board game is now in the Hall of Fame. Some of the interesting things about the shortened season is that most teams played anywhere between 103 and 111 games. We're going to be playing 110. So this is a short season. If you look at the screen, we are going to advance the months all the way to August. There was no way for me to divide up into two halves using this game. It's just too challenging. And so it's not going to be like a typical looking schedule, but we are going to play 110 games, and then we'll go right into the playoffs at that point. So we're trying to keep it as realistic as possible. A couple interesting things from that season is Mike Schmidt. He had 31 home runs and 91 RBIs in 107 games for the Phillies. So pretty amazing. I'm curious to see, I would have been curious to find out how many home runs he could have hit if the season had progressed. Also, Jack Morris, he led the American League with 14 wins, tied for the lead with three other pitchers. And Alan Trammell won a Gold Glove that year. And this is where things got weird. Like I mentioned, they divided it into the first half and the second half. So whichever teams won their division in the first half and the second half, they met in the playoffs in a divisional playoff. So in the American League, it worked out fine, but in the National League, in the East and the West, the team with the best record in the East and the West, which is the Cardinals and the Reds, did not make the playoffs. They were shut out because other teams in the division had won the first half and the second half of the season. So just really a bizarre set of circumstances. And if you really want to know more about the 1981 season, there's a fantastic book out there called Split Season, which you can order on Amazon. I highly recommend it. Great read. You learn a lot about the arbitration process, which is what was happening that the players were benefiting from, because the arbitrator was basically choosing the player every single time, and the owners wanted to put an end to. Like, for example, Ed Farmer, who was making $70,000 for the White Sox in 1980, won his arbitration and went to make $450,000. So a lot of pay hikes during that period. And even though it was a player strike, it was really started by the owners wanting to put an end to arbitration and free agency just in general, without having some sort of compensation for losing their player. So, okay. We've got all that off the table. Most of these games, we're going to go ahead and get started now. Most of these games I want to be under 25 minutes. And today, we're not really going to be able to do that because we're going to be, this extended beginning to the game. And we're going to take a look real quick. As I mentioned before, Jack Morris is on the mound today. All of our pitchers that you see that are starters were all on the team last year. And this is going to be our bullpen. Andy Replogle is going to be our closer. We lost Aurelio Lopez to free agency. We didn't want him back anyway. He did lead the league in saves. I chose Replogle because he had the best strikeout to inning pitch rate. So we put him in the closer role. Everybody else you see here, Bob Stanley had a terrible year coming over in that trade. And Underwood, Tobic, Shotzi's back, and Capizella, who we lost for a portion of the year due to injury. And so here is the Detroit Tiger lineup for the season opener. And they're facing Moskau, who's a righty. And you'll take a look here. You'll see everyone here is the same except for Wayne Gross, who we got in a trade in the offseason from the Oakland A's to play third base. We got rid of Richie Hebner. And we'll talk more about Wayne Gross later, as well as our bench. And so, if you take a look over here, you'll see the baseball cards that are now going to be integrated into the game for each player. But we're going to go ahead and do this season lineup. I'm sorry, this season. The lineup rundown for the Twins, and you'll be able to see their stat card as it pops up here too. So here we go. Batting leadoff and playing second base is Kurt Siebert. Batting second and in right field is Dave Collins. Batting third and in center field is Kirby Puckett. Batting cleanup and last year's AL MVP is Danny Goodwin, playing first base. Batting fifth and catching is Dave Engel. Batting sixth and at third base is John Castino. Batting seventh and DHing is Mike Hart. Batting eighth and in left field is Dave Edwards. And batting ninth and at shortstop is Edwin Rodriguez. And pitching for Detroit is Jack Morris. He was an all-star last year, as you can see here on this card. This card, 1981, was designed to have these banners up here. And so Jeremy DeJong added that banner. And we'll take a look here at Jack Morris's record. He made 34 starts, only Tiger to make every start last year. He went 15-12 with a 4.11 ERA. Like most of our starters in 1980, they all just had the wheels come off in September. We were 4 games out on September 1st, and then we fell to more than double digits to finish off the season. He pitched 230 innings. Most of these are career highs. He had 66 walks with 155 Ks. He did have 3 complete games and a shutout. All right, here it is. First pitch, Kurt Siebert leading off against Jack Morris. And Morris walks him. So inauspicious debut for Morris, as there's some speed on first base. Next up is Dave Collins. And Siebert steals second base with Parrish behind the plate. Parrish's caught stealing percentage was, I believe, 30% last year. And Collins gets a base hit to left. Siebert scores, and it's 1-0. Just like that, out of the gate. So Morris not ready to go on opening day. Today's opening day for baseball in real life, and it was snowing in Detroit as Dave Collins tries to steal second base and is gunned down by Parrish. So that's the first out of the game with Kirby Puckett at the plate. 1981 was the year that Kirby Puckett actually made his real debut in baseball, and so the 1982 card was his real Topps rookie card. It was actually 1983. I take that back. So 1982 was Kirby Puckett's rookie card. So here's the American League MVP, Danny Goodwin. He led the American League in RBI, almost a Triple Crown winner, and he flies out to Hancock in right field. So let's go ahead and do the Tigers lineup rundown as we take a look here at Sweet Lou Whitaker leading off, playing second base. And why did he do that? I don't know. Batting second and playing shortstop is all-star Alan Trammell. Batting third and playing first base, noted with a gold glove here from the 1980 season, is Jason Thompson. Batting cleanup and in left field is Steve Kemp. Batting fifth and in right field is Gary Hancock. Batting sixth and at third base is Wayne Gross. Batting seventh and catching is Lance Parrish. Batting eighth is Kirk Gibson in left at DH, and batting ninth in center field is Omar Moreno. And on the mound for the Twins is Paul Moskau. He was traded over to the Twins early on in the 1980 season. made 27 starts in total, 9-6 overall. He had a 4.76 ERA with the Twins. 77 walks, 93 Ks. Opponents were batted .256 against him. It's pretty wild. Had 10 wild pitches, 2 complete games, and a shutout. Paul Moskau was the 3rd overall pick in the 1975 draft by the Cincinnati Reds. He hit a home run in his major league debut versus the Phillies. He's never had an ERA of 100 plus. And by 1983, at 29 years old, he was out of baseball. He had stopped starting after the 1981 season, was traded to the Orioles, who waived him, picked up by the Pirates, and then in the 1983 season, pitched for the Cubbies, and he was out of baseball after that. So, okay, that is it on my list. Let's play ball here. Sweet Lou leading off. Tigers down 1-0 here in the first, and Whitaker starts it off with a base hit to left field. Do we want to stretch it into a double? 60% chance, and we're down a run. Let's be aggressive this year. Let's say yes. He's safe at second. So Whitaker gets himself a double as we are in scoring position. Here's Trammell, 1 for 6 versus Moskau last year. And he hits it into center field, kind of a blooper. It falls in, and just like that, the game is tied at 1. We are not going to risk that with a 30% chance. So it's all tied at 1 with back-to-back hits to lead off the game. Here's Jason Thompson. This is a created baseball card. And the gold glove added to the card. That was not something that actually existed in the 1981 set. And back-to-back hits as Thompson gets a base hit to right. Trammell advances to third. And first and third now, nobody out. And here's Steve Kemp. Only Lance Parrish had more grounding into double plays in 1980. We're going to let him swing away as they have not got anyone out yet. And, wow, bases are loaded as Moskau walks Kemp. He has not got a single out yet. Bases are loaded now for Gary Hancock, our team MVP. I'm just going to pull up his card here real quick. We got him in a trade in 1980 with the from the Red Sox. And we got Carlton Fisk in that deal. We got Bob Stanley in that deal. Gary Hancock was a throw-in. I expected him to just be a defensive replacement in right field. And he just crushed it for us. He batted over 300, hit 20 home runs, drove in a ton of runs, and was clutch. As he shoots it to left field, it's going to be caught on the line by Edwards. Deep enough for Trammell to tag up and score. We're not going to have a Thompson advance. And it's 2-1. So sac fly and an RBI for Gary Hancock. And here's Wayne Gross. I love what Jeremy did with Wayne Gross's uniform. He basically manufactured everything with that card. Just fantastic job. We got Wayne Gross. We got rid of Richie Hebner, who was actually pretty decent for us, I have to admit, as Wayne Gross gets a base hit in his first at-bat as a Detroit Tiger. Thompson has to hold at third. And so bases are loaded. Not a lot of speed on the base pass. As here's Lance Parrish, who did ground into 30 double plays in 1980. And Parrish gets a base hit to right field. And everyone moves up a bag. 3-1 Detroit on the RBI single. Still only one out. And that will bring up Gibby, who got a late season call-up. And we gave him the DH spot. He's probably going to play versus righties, and then we'll move someone else into there versus lefties. And Gibson hits a deep fly ball to center field. That should be deep enough to score Kemp. It is 4-1 Detroit, and we are going to try, well, Kirby Puckett has a laser cannon for an arm, but No, we don't want the third out to be at third base. You know what? We're going to be aggressive. We're going to do it. He is safe at third. So first and third, we're 2 for 2 on base running. That is not something we succeeded much with last year. Here's Omar Moreno. We got him in a trade at the All-Star break last year. And he walked. So we have batted around as the bases are loaded. And here's Lou Whitaker. He's 3 for 3 with 2 walks against Moskau going back to last season. And he's going to hit a fly ball into center field. That should be caught by Puckett. And that will end the inning. We're going to the top of the second. Tigers up 4-1. Here is a future Tiger, Dave Engel. He's 5 for 8 with a homer and 3 Ks against Morris in his career. And he's going to flip it into right center field. And it's going to be caught by Gary Hancock. That's 1 down. Next up is John Castino. He hits a ground ball to second. Castino was a Rookie of the Year winner, tied with Alfredo Griffin in 1978, I believe. That's 2 down. And here's Mike Hart. This is his major league debut, and he strikes out looking. So we go to the bottom of the second, 4-1. Here's Trammell. He had a base hit his first time up, and he shoots it down the right field line, and that is not far enough into the right field corner to try to get a double. So we're going to say no, even though Dave Collins does kind of have a weak arm. But that doesn't mean we can't attempt to try to steal against Dave Engel. Trammell, I don't think he got to 20 stolen bases last year. And Engel guns him down for the first out of the inning. So unsuccessful, as Thompson is going to walk. That's the third walk from Moskau versus 0 strikeouts. As Kemp hits a tailor-made double play, and that will end the inning. We go to the top of the third. Dave Edwards will lead off. 0 for 3 for strikeout versus Morris. He strikes out here. Second K for Morris. And here's Edwin Rodriguez. He came over from the Yankees in the offseason, making his major league debut. Ivan De Jesus was traded to the Yankees from Minnesota, and he hits a ground ball to second. I would definitely say the Twins were the most active team in the American League as far as trades go. You wouldn't know it by looking at their lineup. None of those players are here, but Moskau was one of those trades as Kurt Siebert grounds out to Thompson. We go to the bottom of the third, still up 4-1. Gary Hancock, 1 for 7 with a home run against Moskau. And he hits a ground ball to short. There's 1 down. So here's Wayne Gross, 1 for 3. He got that base hit his first time up, and I guess he was 0 for 2 as a member of the A's. And he walks in this at-bat. 4 walks for Moskau at 58 pitches. We're not even through 3 yet. Oh, man. We're going to let Parrish swing away. And there's another ground ball double play. And we go to the top of the fourth. Morris is going to face the switch hitter, Dave Collins. Dave Collins actually finished his career with Detroit. And he's a speedster. Morris. So that's going to bring up Kirby Puckett. This is a manufactured card. I don't know if I mentioned that the first time, but that's a beautiful one. As Puckett hits a ground ball to short, Trammell's only play is to first. So Collins in scoring position with 1 down. And that will bring up Danny Goodwin. So yeah, 23 home runs, 122 RBIs, batted .313. So pretty decent MVP campaign for Goodwin, as Collins steals third on Parrish. So we're going to pull third base in, Wayne Gross, as Goodwin is a lefty. So if it's hit to the third baseman, at least we can maybe go home with it. As Goodwin pops out to short, so it doesn't even matter. That'll leave it up to Dave Engel to drive that run in from third. And Engel has had a lot of success against Morris as he pops it up on the infield, and Trammell catches it near second base. So we go to the bottom of the fourth. Still up 4-1. First inning had all the fireworks so far. Gibby strikes out looking. That's one down. First K for Moskau. And Moreno shoots it into the left field corner. And with his great speed, he turns that into a double fairly easily. So runner in scoring position for Sweet Lou. And Lou is going to get an infield hit. He beats that ground ball to second out, and it's first and third for Trammell. And what I used to do a lot last year, once Whitaker got on base, is a hit and run. And we're going to do that here with Trammell. This 88 contact makes him a good chance to get a base hit to left field. There we go. And that's going to do it for Paul Moskau as Trammell drives in a run. Whitaker takes third as he was running on the play. And they're going to bring in Frank Euphemia. And he made 2 appearances in 1980. 3 innings pitched. Not a lot to go on there. He was mostly in the minor leagues. As you can see, his minor league stats there. Fastball is only from 84 to 86 miles an hour. So here we are, first and third, and we're up 4 runs. We're gonna let Thompson swing away, even though I know he's a double play candidate. No base hit to right field. Whitaker scores. Trammell takes third, and it is 6-1. That run is attributed to Moskau. So first and third, 6-1. Here's Steve Kemp. Just keep swinging, boys. 10 hits so far. Oh, ground ball to second. And there's the double play. So we put another 2 runs on the board. And it's 6-1, top of the 5th. Morris at 46 pitches. He's been efficient as he faces John Castino. And Castino flies out to center field. That's 1 down. Here's Mike Hart. Struck out in his only plate appearance. He's going to bloop it into right center field, and it falls in for a hit. I believe that is his first hit in the majors. That is his major league debut and his first hit. So, runner on first, Dave Edwards comes to the plate. Ground ball right to the Gold Glover, JT, and he turns 2. So Tigers get out of the top of the 5th. We head to the bottom. And here's Gary Hancock leading off the inning against Euphemia, I should say. And ground ball to second. Siebert makes the play. Next up is Wayne Gross hitting it to short. And that play is made by Rodriguez. That'll leave it up to Lance Parrish, and he hits a ground ball right back to Euphemia, and that'll end the inning to the top of the 6th. 6-1. Morris, 54 pitches. He's only given up 2 hits as he faces the number 9 hitter, Rodriguez. Ground ball to Whitaker. 1 down. Next up is top of the lineup, Kurt Siebert, base hit into right field. He's already got a stolen base today. As we flip it over to the in-game stats, and you can see who's done what so far. So Siebert on first, and down 5, I can't imagine he would run, as Dave Collins gets a base hit into right field. Siebert has to hold because he didn't get too far onto the grass. So, first and second, they've already got as many hits this inning as they had before the inning started. Kirby Puckett hits a ground ball to short. Can't turn two. They get the runner at second base. And it's first and third for Danny Goodwin. Definitely a threat to hit a home run. And Morris pitches away, and he flips it into left center field and drives in a run. That's what he does. That's why he's the MVP. So it's 6-2 now, with Dave Engel up. And he's had a lot of success against Morris. 5 for 10. Got a home run. Hits a ground ball right back to Jack. And that is the end of the inning. I guess he went to first. So the Twins are going to bring in Paul Boris to face Gibby. And he had 44 games last year, 1-5, a 6.59 ERA. 72 innings pitched, gave up 104 hits. Opponents batted .326 against him. Not a strikeout pitcher like most of the pitchers of this era. And his fastball's a little bit better, 87-89. Ground ball rate, he's a ground ball pitcher, 47%. So here's Gibby. He's 0 for 1 with an RBI today. He gets a ground ball to third. And Castino makes the play. With one down. Next up is Omar Moreno. He shoots it to left field. Can he get another double? He does. 2 doubles today for Moreno. 11th hit overall for Detroit. So Moreno is on second, 1 down. And Boris walks Whitaker. So first and second, we're going to let Trammell swing away, as he gets a ground ball just under the glove of second baseman Siebert, and everybody moves up a bag. So with 1 down, bases loaded, here's JT, 1 for 3 with a strikeout against Boris last year. And, he pulls it into right field for a base hit. That should score 2. Yes, it does, and we are going to have Trammell take third base. He makes it safely. And it's 8-2 Detroit. This is a good way to start off the season. Runners at first and third. 1 down. Here's Steve Kemp. And Kemp gets a base hit to right field. Do we want to try to get Thompson to third? No, we don't need to do that, as Thompson would surely be gunned down. So 9-2 Detroit. Runners at first and second. 4 hits against Boris already this inning. Here's Gary Hancock. The only Tiger does not have a hit. I guess Gibby doesn't have a hit either. And just as I say that, Hancock grounds into a double play and ends the inning. So we go to the 7th. 9-2 Detroit. If you're watching this game, you're the first-time viewer of my season replay. At the end of the game, every game, we do a player of the game for the Detroit Tigers only. So that is something we started like later in the season last year. But we're going to keep track of that this season as Castino flies out to center field. And we're going to base our team MVP on whichever Tiger gets the most in-game MVP votes. Mike Hart hits a ground ball to second. That's 2 down. Here's Dave Edwards. Morris just cruising along, although he gives a base hit to Edwards there. It's 6 hits now, as Morris isn't even close to getting 100 pitches. And the number 9 hitter, Rodriguez, strikes out swinging. That's 3 Ks for Morris. On the day, we go to the bottom of the 7th. 9-2 Detroit. Wayne Gross will lead off the inning against Boris. Hits a ground ball right to Castino. 97 rating at third base. That's one of the highest in the league. So 1 down. Lance Parrish is up to the plate, and he's going to hit a fly ball to right field. That's 2 down. And that'll bring up Gibby. 0 for 2 with an RBI. He pops it up to second, and Siebert makes the play. So a 1-2-3 inning, and we go to the top of the 8th. 9-2. This might be the last inning for Morris, as he walks the leadoff batter. 3 walks, 3 Ks for Morris. And we're going to keep him on a short leash here, as he's struggled against the first 2 hitters. Dave Collins hits a ground ball to second. Oh, they turn 2 against the fast duo. And that'll bring up Kirby Puckett, 0 for 3 on the day. And he pops it up on the infield right near second base as Whitaker makes the play. And we go to the bottom of the 8th. They're going to bring in, Twins are bringing in Doug Corbett. 60 games last year. He was a rookie. He was 9-8 in relief. 2.95 ERA, pretty solid. 35 walks, 50 strikeouts. Opponents were only batted .226 against him. He had 8 saves in 18 opportunities. I don't know if he is the closer this season for the Twins, but I'll let you know for tomorrow's game as Moreno lines out to the left. Edwards making the catch. That's 1 down. Here's Sweet Lou Whitaker. Whitaker hits a ground ball to third, and that's 2 down. So here's Trammell, 4 for 4 on the day, 2 RBIs. Can he go 5 for 5 on opening day? Nope. He strikes out swinging. And we go to the 9th. Morris only had 103 pitches, but I think we're going to take him out of the game. We don't want to tax him on opening day. All the numbers you see here are all from last season. We're going to bring in a lefty, and we're going to bring in an unsung hero from last year. We're going to bring in George Capizzello. We brought him up mid-season because of injuries and some ineffectiveness, and he did a great job. This is a manufactured card, as his real-life rookie season was in 1981, so 1982 was his rookie card. And he's going to face Danny Goodwin, who he's 0 for 2 with a strikeout versus. And Goodwin's going to pop it up into foul ground on the first base side. Thompson makes the catch. So good job by Cappy getting the lefty. And we're going to bring in Bob Stanley to get the final 2 outs, hopefully here. Stanley, another manufactured card. Of course, he never played for Detroit. And he's going to face Dave Engel. Stanley just was horrible for us almost in every appearance as he strikes out Dave Engel. We're down to the final out here in opening day as Stanley is going to face John Castino. And Castino hits a fly ball to right. That should be it. Hancock makes the catch, and the Tigers win opening day. 9-2. I think Trammell is going to be the player of the game. And there's a trade offer already as the Indians are trying to dump Gary Matthews' salary. The Indians got Matthews from the Braves last year. And they want a lefty reliever and a middle infielder. And we don't need him. We have plenty of outfielders, and we don't want to take on that salary. So we're going to say no. And we're going to take a look at transactions in general and see if anything else of note took place. And here we are down here at the bottom with April 1st. And Rick Sutcliffe got a 3-year extension for $250,000. And that's going to do it. We're going to pull up the box score. We'll get out of here on opening day. Thank you all for watching this. Like and subscribe if you're new to the channel. There's a lot of good fun things happening for this season. And player of the game definitely has to be Alan Trammell, 4 for 5. 2 runs, 2 RBIs. No home runs today. 2 doubles for Moreno. Jack Morris gets the win, 1-0. Bullpen shut it down. Paul Moskau struggled out of the gate. He's 0 for 1 on the year. And I guess that's going to do it. So thanks again, everyone, for tuning in. We'll be back tomorrow with Game 2 of the series. Until then, everyone, have a great night.